United Kingdom. In today's episode, we will give you the latest on Rishi Sunak's spring statement.
Jamaica's Prime Minister tells the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge during their Caribbean tour that his country intends to become independent.
And Wales has become the second UK nation to ban the smacking of children. But first, there is breaking news tonight that Madeleine Albright, the first female US Secretary of State and who helped steer Western foreign policy in the aftermath of the Cold War, has died from cancer at the age of 84.
Albright was a central figure in President Bill Clinton's administration, first serving as US ambassador to the United Nations before becoming the nation's top diplomat in his second term.
She championed the expansion of NATO, pushed for the alliance to intervene in the Balkans to stop genocide and ethnic cleansing, sought to reduce the spread of nuclear weapons, and championed human rights and democracy across the globe. To other news now, and Chancellor Rishi Sunak's decision to lower fuel duty by 5p a litre represents a drop in the ocean for cash-strapped drivers, with petrol prices still well above where they were a year ago, motoring groups have warned.
The Chancellor cut fuel duty during Wednesday's spring statement after prices hit record highs earlier this week. Petrol hit 167p a litre and diesel 179p a litre on Monday before dropping by around 1p in the following days.
Even with a 5p cut, petrol prices would still be 28% higher than this time last year, when prices stood at 126p per litre. Diesel would be 34% higher than last March's price of 129p per litre.
Motoring groups have urged Mr Sunak to consider further intervention to help drivers, warning the fuel duty cut will not go far enough.
The reduction has been implemented on Wednesday at 6pm and will last until March 2023. Asda was the first major retailer to confirm it will cut prices with a 6p per litre reduction in petrol and diesel.
Motorists have been hit by record pump prices since Russia's invasion of Ukraine led to an increase in the cost of oil due to supply fears.
A 5.1 magnitude earthquake has struck Shetland, Orkney and parts of Scotland 3 days ago.
It struck 311 miles east of Aberdeen and 86 miles west of Norway at about 5:30am United Kingdom time on Monday, and the depth was 6 miles.
Alarmed locals woke up to shaking and rumbling sounds while lying up in bed. They said their windows and beds were rattled for minutes by the tremors off the coast of the northeast of Shetland.
But tremors were felt far and wide, including in Shetland, Ellen, Stonehaven, Helmsdale, Inverurie, Larg, Huntly, Banff and Fraserburgh.
One report to the British Geological Survey came from Aberdeen, more than 311 miles from the epicentre. Ryan Thompson, who lives in Webster in Shetland, said he woke up to something that sounded like a low-flying jet.
Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness has told the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge on Wednesday that his country wants to be independent and address unresolved issues a day after protesters called on the United Kingdom to pay reparations for slavery. Weren't you supposed to be talking, Tom?
My apologies there. The royal couple arrived in Jamaica on Tuesday as part of a week-long tour of former British Caribbean colonies, but have faced public questioning of the British Empire's legacy.
In a speech later on Wednesday, Prince William did not address calls to remove his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, as head of state. The royal couple's trip came after Barbados became a republic nearly 4 months ago. By removing the Queen as the sovereign head of state, a move Jamaica has begun to study.
Holness said there are issues here which, as you would know, are unresolved. But Jamaica is, as you would see, a country that is very proud, and we're moving on. And we intend to fulfil our true ambition of being an independent, fully developed and prosperous country.
Jamaica has been independent from the United Kingdom for 62 years, and since then has kept Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II as Jamaica's head of state.
P&O Ferries boss Peter Hebblethwaite has admitted to MPs that a decision to sack 800 workers last week without notice broke the law.
He said there was absolutely no doubt that under UK employment law, the firm was required to consult unions before making the mass cuts. However, he said no union would have accepted the plan, and it was easier to compensate workers in full instead.
The P&O boss also said he would make the same decision again if he had to. Hugh Merriman, the Conservative chair of the Transport Committee, urged him to resign.
He told BBC Radio 4's World at One that it's untenable to come to Parliament and say you decided to break the law. You have no regrets. We can't have companies run by people like that, so he needs to hand his card in.
The sackings of P&O staff sparked outrage after it emerged that they will be replaced by foreign agency workers paid less than the minimum wage. UK airline Flybe has announced it is starting operations and flights again after collapsing 2 years ago. From a new base in Birmingham, the carrier will operate up to 530 flights per week, resuming on the 13th of April.
The airline has announced 23 routes serving airports such as Belfast City, East Midlands, Glasgow, Heathrow and Leeds Bradford, as well as Birmingham. Previously based in Exeter, the airline saw 2,000 jobs lost in the collapse.
COVID was partially blamed on the demise of Flybe, which until that point offered the most UK domestic routes between airports outside of London. The firm's new website has gone live and tickets are now on sale.
One of the most highly anticipated theme park attractions in years, Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood, will debut in 2023.
It's been announced that the California site will level up, with the new themed land 2 years after a similar iteration at Universal Studios Japan started welcoming visitors in 2021. It opens to rave reviews.
The area, located in the lower lot section of the Los Angeles theme park, will sit alongside attractions' other multi-billion-dollar IP, such as Jurassic Park, World and Transformers. Nintendo has a market cap of around $60 billion.
Special thanks to Talking Tom and Friends channel for suggesting this story to us. If you have any stories you would like us to cover, then please leave them down in the comments section below or post them on our Facebook page. And finally, from now on, as of Monday the 20th of March, parents smacking their children will be illegal in Wales.
Welsh First Minister Mark Drakeford said it was a historic day for children, as Wales becomes the second UK nation to ban physical punishment. The legal defence of reasonable punishment has been removed, so anyone who smacks a child in their care could be arrested and prosecuted for assault.
Critics claim the new law was pushed through by those who think they know better than parents. Jersey was the first part of the British Isles to ban smacking in April 2020, before Scotland became the first UK nation to make it illegal in November 2020. Meanwhile, here in England, in a survey of 3,000 adults, the NSPCC found that 64% think that it is also time to change the law here as well and ban smacking, while 68% said it is not acceptable. Weather tomorrow for London, partly cloudy, 14 degrees is the high and a low of 6. That's all today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Please subscribe and see you in 2 weeks.